The Van der Veldes took a very active and agile approach to their drawings. They encompassed a whole range of different techniques and styles, from highly rapid sketches for compositions to very intricate, detailed drawings of ships known as ship portraits. And they weren't afraid to cut their drawings up even, using a technique that today we probably refer to as a kind of cut and paste if a composition wasn't quite right.
Some of the drawing have had the central piece added to extend the view on the seascape and make it wider. In this drawing, you see like a battle scene that we're quite used to see with a Van der Velde. But if you use a different light, you can see some quite interesting details with the use of paper in the studio. It's quite clear with the raking light that this piece of paper here has been cut from there, here. And you can see the lines are matching perfectly like a puzzle. And they've been shifted to the right, added an additional piece of paper in the middle to extend the drawing and lengthen it.
It's so fascinating. I mean, it just captures how actively drawings were used in the studio. You really see the kind of, the scars, if you like, of their use of the sheet. We talk about cut and paste, but this takes it one step further. This is sort of cut and slide. I love it. It's so ingenious.
On one of the drawings, we can see a little patch glued to the top of the design. And on this patch, there is a cart pulled by horses. So I will turn the light off to show you something on this drawing. So you can see in this area, there is an additional layer of paper where you have the cart and the horses going to the left. We wanted to see what was potentially under. And when you look at it under transmitted light, you can see in the background that actually we had originally the horses at the front, the cart on the left, and the cart was going away from the sea.
But one technique stands out as being particularly distinctive for the Van der Velde studio, and that's their use of offsets. The offset process was a means of reproducing a particular motif. It worked by taking a piece of blank paper, moistening it with water, and then placing an original drawing on top of it face down and rubbing the back so that the motif transferred onto the new sheet of paper.
So looking at the surface of this drawing, I noticed some irregular pattern and some little wave in the central area of the drawing. And to try to understand a bit what's happening here, we're going to turn the drawing and see if we can find out a bit more about it. Using raking light to look at the surface of the paper really shows the changes on surface and texture of the vessel. These creases and burnishing here are consequences of the Van der Velde offset process.
Some drawings which have been transferred as offsets bear the physical traces, the scars, if you like, of this process. So hard have they been rubbed on the reverse. But this is just a real indication of how actively drawings were used in the studio. They were very precious in the sense that they were the lifeblood of the studio, the most valuable asset in the studio, but they were also very active tools used in the artistic process.